What's up, all you motorcycle enthusiasts, and welcome to the V-Twin Life here on YouTube. We talk motorcycles powered by those V-Twins, what fuels our passion, why you enjoy it so much. V-Twin Life is brought to you by these two great companies, Crash Inc. Clothing and Wild Ass Seats. Hey, you want to add some comfort to your ass when you're out riding, whether you're a 400-mile guy, or maybe a guy that's pushing 1,000 plus, or female rider for that matter? Hey, check out wild-ass.com and add some comfort to your ass. Can't forget Crashing Clothing, that Northwest brand out of the Pacific Northwest. Hey, these guys got a lot of great stuff, from t-shirts to hats, raincoats, you name it. Hey, they can get you covered. Check out crashingclothing.com. Now, let's dive into another milepost of the V-Twin Life. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for coming in on another Sunday as we're doing another milepost. We are knocking them down. We're closing in on 100 soon, which I can't believe. But tonight we got Milepost 83 with, that legend out of Alberta. We got Stevie, the military biker. Hey, man, thank you for coming on and come and hang out tonight, buddy.
Hey, no worries, man. My pleasure. Thanks for the invite, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Got all the guys side chat, man. Thank you guys all for always tuning in here. We got Nick. We got Bri. We got Corey. Just Springer Mike's in there. HD Traveler. All these guys always coming in, man. Thank you guys for always tuning in and keeping the side chat lively and comical. So let's dive into the milepost, man. So where'd you find motorcycles, buddy?
Jesus, so that's a long story. So yeah, I mean, I first got into motorcycles way back when I was a young lad in Liverpool. 9 times back in the UK, 9 times out of 10, you'd see people, on dirt bikes, or scramblers as we call them back in the UK, just flying across the school fields and stuff like that. Nobody had a license; they were just, everywhere, bikes going up and down. And being from the UK, so close to the Isle of Man TT races, that everybody used to jump on the boat from Liverpool to go across to the Isle of Man for the TT. So once a year, man, Liverpool would be just absolutely rammed with bikes. It was, bikes were everywhere, and it was like sort of, like a wow type of moment every year, sort of thing. So that's what got me sort of into liking bikes. And then I find out that my history in the family, my granddad actually did race in the TT years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when I found that, I was like, what? No way. And yeah, he just rode bikes all his life. My dad was the same, and I sort of got into it as the older I got. I passed my test when I joined the army, and the army got me my license properly. Whereas before that, it wasn't properly. If you know what I mean.
Right. So, I got you. I'm picking up what you're laying down, buddy.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that's it. Really, the sort of. I must admit, it went away for a while. It probably went away. The sort of when I did join the army, I had other things going on, and sort of life took over. So I probably went, oh, Jesus, I'm going to say about 10 years without a bike, realistically. And then all of a sudden, mate, I got posted to Canada, and then the rest is history. The bike started coming back, and the itch came back, as it were, and that was it, man. The rest is history from there.
So did you ever go watch the Isle of Man?
When I was a young lad, yeah, I was dragged to go and watch the Isle of Man TT, yeah. Went a couple of times across.
An absolute wicked experience,
dude. It is unbelievable. I mean, now it's got a hell of a lot more, progressive and safe, safer. That's for sure. Whereas years ago, nobody gave an absolute rat's ass. There was people dying left, right, and center. It was crazy.
I think there still is at least one fatality a year on it. I mean, dude, those guys are pushing the envelope with speed and the course. I mean, it's not like you're racing on a an asphalted super speedway or, Road America, so to say. I mean, these are actual roads that are used every day by cars. And
yeah, exactly, man. It when you see it close up firsthand, it is absolutely mental. You're probably a couple of inches from the road as these guys are touching 200 mile an hour going past you, like a couple of inches from your face. It's absolutely mental to see. It's just crazy times, man. And no wonder there's a lot of accidents every year, because like you said, these roads are just normal everyday country roads, as they're called in the UK. And they just go around corners flat out at 160 mile an hour, and you're gonna hit a wall at some point. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I was here, and there went one. I don't know, but it went flying by. Exactly. I see jump. Some of the corners, just God, it's fun to watch. I've always been a fan of it, and it'd be cool to see it sometime. But man, those guys have balls of steel and titanium.
Yeah, Some of them actually do have balls of titanium because the amount of crosses they've had.
Oh, Jesus. That's funny.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers, buddy. So, actually, I got to say, dude, your movie you put out today, The 5 Roads in Alberta, that was pretty freaking cool. I actually really enjoyed it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was just a... last week I was sitting there thinking, what the hell can... Because, it gets cold here in Alberta and you can't really ride anymore to do any riding videos and stuff. So I thought to myself, well, I've rode all these amazing roads. Why not turn it into a top 5, best roads to ride here in southern Alberta? And it's doing really well. It's over 500 views already in 2 hours, 3 hours. So,
well, it's a great idea, and and that's half the fun of doing this and YouTube is finding these other places. Building that bucket list, getting those ideas, and seeing the scenery, and a lot of those roads. I mean, they remind me of some of the areas like where I live. I mean, we're not too geographically, we're not that far apart.
No, not far, mate.
And kind of the same terrain, and God, some of those roads are just reminding me of places like in the Cascades, and it was super cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. They are, spectacular. But you know what it's like? You get a little bit of criticism. Well, this isn't my top 5 roads, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, well, actually, if you read the description, it does say this is my top 5 roads, and this is my opinion, and it's always like, well, this one's better, this one's better. Well, I didn't ask you for that. I asked you if you've got better roads, just, type in the bottom there in the description that what you would like to, to ride and what you like to ride. There's always some lunatics out there, man, who literally go, well, as if I've come out and said, this is the only 5 roads in the world you can ride. It's just...
the keyboard warriors.
Unbelievable. But, hey, like I said, it's my top 5 that I like to ride that are pretty close to me. So, and yeah, the scene, the views, man, are just unbelievable on some of these roads, it's spectacular. Some of them are, really are.
Well, it's like we were talking earlier, was Logan Pass. The way the guardrails were, the sides of the mountains, how they're cut with the rock, which to me, where I live, that reminds me a ton of Chinook Pass. The scenery is so similar.
Yeah.
And, just kind of reminded me, oh shit, that looks like here. And it's just awesome. You see it. And the one thing you're talking, I don't remember, was a Highwood Pass about, the animals and scenery, mountain goats and moose.
Yeah.
Reminded me of this one fact that moose are the only one, their eyes will not reflect headlights when it comes to nighttime. Yeah, you run into one at nighttime, you're going to come up on it and go, oh shit, because their eyes will not reflect light.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
That's the one animal in the deer family that do not.
Holy shit!
Be the biggest too.
Yeah, I was going to say they are the biggest and the one that's going to cause the most damage if you hit one of them. Jeez, well there you go. You learn something new every day. Fun fact. Well, yeah, that road, not to spoil the sort of video, but the number 1 road is one of those roads that just takes your breath away. You sit there and you just have to sit there for ages and just take it in. It's just, like I said, it takes your breath away. You sat there in awe of what you're looking at. It's just spectacular, man. And trying to ride a bike as well as trying to see what's going on. You're lucky you don't end up in a fucking big ditch or something, but
well, for us, that's like North Cascades, because you got the Lake Diablo, which is a brilliant emerald green. It's similar color to like Banff.
Really?
And it's just, it's freaking gorgeous and beautiful when you see it in person. And, that's one of our hidden gems that we have here, which actually 2021, that was one of Harley's 50 rides of 50 states for the United States.
Was it
North
really?
Cascades Highway.
Oh, wow. I'll have to give I think I might have done that in a car in 2015 potentially, but it rings a bell.
Yeah, that's one. I mean, like some what you're talking, it's seasonal. I think it's already closed,
right? And
then it'll open up, Mayish sometime. Usually, depending on snow levels. How much it got pounded in the wintertime.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's seasonal, much like when the other highway I was talking with Chinook. It's also a seasonal, and it closed early this year because of snow.
Oh wow!
But
jeez,
yeah, they're freaking awesome.
Snow just messes everything up, man. I'd love to be able to ride that road, any of those roads, throughout the sort of what do you guys call it? You guys call it fall, don't you? Like autumn time, fall time, sort of towards Christmas time would be amazing to ride some of these roads if it's not cold, you know what I mean? But yeah, unfortunately, they're just that high up. They just get hammered with snow.
Yeah, you see the seasons change. You know, the fall colors and whatnot. You get some of those
Yeah.
mountain roads, and God, it's just beautiful.
It is, mate. That number one, they're going to the Sun Road, which is my number one. You know that I did that literally 3 days before it shut. But it shut on October the 1st. I think it shut this year. But seeing the different colours, I'd always done it in the summer, and seeing the different colours that were down that bloody pass in the fall was just something else. It was like riding a completely different road. Two different sets of eyes, as it were. Once in the summer and once in fall. But wow, just wow.
Now that's the one that goes down into Glacier, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's in Glacier. It goes up from St. Mary to Logan's Pass, and then Logan's Pass down to West Glacier, or the other way around, which depends on which.
Yeah, because I'm highly considering throwing that into the Monsters Over Mountains next year.
Dude, it's amazing. It really is. You've got to hit it at the right time, though, because it can get absolutely ram-packed with tourists. It does.
That'd be August, so 19th and 20th.
So the peak season.
Yeah. So,
but let's be honest, you don't ride roads like that to just go flat out through them. You just take your time, man, and enjoy the views.
Exactly, and that's I guess it comes down to everybody has their style. Of course, we all want to enjoy it, and I mean, some people want to just pound it, and some people want to take it in. I think that's the awesome part of when it comes to touring on a motorcycle. You see something awesome as opposed to a car. Hey, you can pull over on a real narrow shoulder and snap a few pictures, take something out, and then hop back on. Whereas in the car, you're not quite as lucky, but I think that's just one of the added bonuses for us guys and gals, for that matter, in the motorcycle community. When you want to travel, it's a lot more friendly, a lot more easier to go check stuff out on two wheels.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. No, that's why we do it, let's be honest.
Right?
One of the reasons. One of the reasons.
One of many.
Yeah.
So when you started riding, when you got back to Canada, what was the first Harley you got?
So
I shouldn't say got back to Canada. I guess moved to Canada.
Moved over. So I got posted to our biggest base outside of the UK in 2015. So when I got it in 2015, it was probably about a year before I picked up a bike, just to settle in and stuff. What's he saying?
Oh, Junior.
Found it and take him. I'm kind of shocked. So yeah, I didn't pick up. I only going to be here originally was going to be here for maybe 2 years, 2.5 years maximum, and then back to the UK. So I didn't want to, spend an absolute arm and a leg buying a Harley and all that sort of stuff. So I picked up a C50 Boulevard, Suzuki Boulevard.
I had one of those too.
Dude, it was an amazing.
What year was
bike.
yours?
2011.
Okay, I had an 06, a black and gray, or black and silver, whatever you want to call it.
No, this one was baby blue and sort of cream coloured. It was a gorgeous looking bike. It really was.
They're great bikes. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was. Yeah. That little 800 engine in it was great. It would sort of suck on the top end, but just getting around town and going on, the odd weekend away and stuff. It was brilliant, man. It was, it was a great interim bike getting back into it, if that makes sense. So, and then once I knew I was staying for a bit longer, the Harley itch kicked in. I was like, oh, fucking hell, I need to get rid of this and get something else. So I seen a sort of chopped out Sportster. You've seen it, you've seen it on my channel.
Yeah.
And it was the 1200 version, and it was a 99, man, and it had the Evo engine in it. It was just fucking solid. This thing had custom paint job, and had custom wheels, and had custom everything. It was an amazing bike. And I just sort of like that's it. I'm buying that. So I swapped out sold the Boulevards, bought the Sporty, did a few things with it over the winter, put some bigger bars on and 10-inch bars on it and stuff like that. Swapped the seat out because the seat was like a fucking pallet. It was just so bad, man. So I stuck a Mustang seat on there, changed the bars out and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I did it all myself. It wasn't that bad, you think to yourself, fuck man, bars, horrific job. Rewiring and all that sort of stuff, doing the brake lines and everything like that. So it wasn't that bad, if I'm honest. I'm glad I did it over winter because it was time, to sort of, right, I need to take a break now, come back before I punch someone in the face type of scenario. And then, I hit the road, mate, and on this little Sporty the following summer, and that, the rest was history. We were doing all these road trips, and, my mates were all had the sort of big tours and stuff, and I just went with them on the Sporty, man. It was what it was, and it was great. Two wheels is two wheels,
Exactly. How long did you have the Boulevard?
I'm going to say I had the Boulevard for probably about 2 seasons, so just shy of 2 years, I'd say.
Because remember when I had mine, I mean, I agree that the top end is where, freeway riding it, you're really pushing it.
Yeah.
And if I was going to keep it longer, I'd found some forums and groups, and I don't know how far you looked into stuff, but they actually there was a guy that was manufacturing what's called the DJ drive. He actually took the shaft out of the C90s because it was lower geared for freeway.
Huh.
You would send him your shaft, he would cut the splines off yours and weld it onto the C90 shaft drive. You put it back in yours, it would change your gearing. Where you could cruise down the freeway at like 80 and only be turning 2,000 RPM.
Jesus,
I guess it made a world of difference. And that's just one of those things I remember because I think I had my Boulevard for 4 years, somewhere in there.
Great bike, man. I loved it. I absolutely loved that bike. It was a great looking bike. I bought an aftermarket Batwing and put it on the front with speakers in, and it looked like it looked a really, really good bike. It was phenomenal. But like you said there, just in the sort of highway, 110, 120, it was screeching a little bit. You were flat out nigh on, so I had to change out the actual shaft on it once. Actually, I just lost drive one day. I was like, what the heck and hell's going on here? Ripped it all apart, and there you go. All the teeth had gone off the shaft at the back, just gone, completely gone. I was like, Jesus Christ! So I had to buy a whole new shaft. And yes, I said shaft, whatever it is.
I remember I had stripped all the emblems off and had the Cobra slash cuts on it, and
I loved it, man.
Legs and it was a great bike. I have no complaints for it. It was a great, and they kept the cost down with, the fenders whatnot were fiberglass.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great entry level bike for people wanting to get into it, and and that low seat height, you had great center of gravity, and it was good. I had a lot of good times on that bike.
Absolutely, man.
Talk to somebody who used to have one too, and just pick the brain about it.
Dude, honestly, I would recommend that bike to anybody that's, that wants to take a step up to a bigger bike from a sports or whatever. Yes, I did it backwards. Granted, yes. But, anybody that's looking to get into the touring market, it's a great bike to sort of, get on until you can afford to buy a Harley or whatever, down the line. Really, really good bike.
Yeah, and they had a touring model you could buy that was all set up with, bags, windshield,
that was it.
bars,
yeah,
and
that was
everything.
it. The C50T.
Yeah.
Yep, the C50T. Gorgeous bike. Trying to find a bloody picture of it.
The only thing I wish they would have done with those was put a fuel gauge on it, like the 90s had. The C90s had the fuel gauge.
Instead of the digital blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that at all because they were great, but you were like, okay, how much fuel have I got left? It's on one block. You're like,
Even
playing fuel bingo.
With my son, when he bought the Yamaha, he's got the Yamaha V-Star 1300 touring model.
Yeah.
And they didn't put a gas gauge on it. It's like, it's a touring bike, their touring platform model. Yeah, it came with no gas gauge. I'm like, that's kind of fun.
I don't know if you can. I've got a picture of it. I don't know if you can see it there, but might not work. There you go. Hang on. But yeah, that was it, man. It was a beautiful bike. I'll try and send it. I'll send it to myself in email so I can show you properly.
Yeah, I'll find one. I'll send you one.
But yeah, great bike. If you want to, you don't have the money to spend like 35k on a Harley or 40k on a Harley, whatever it is, then I would absolutely even the C90 or the M90, great bikes.
Yeah, or go to the M109
or the 109 if you want to be absolutely crazy. Yeah, a mate of mine's got one of them back in the UK, and he swears by it. The power in that freaking thing is unreal.
I've heard that. I've never ridden one, but
dude,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, it is rapid, and there's so much torque. In that there's a gigantic big wheel at the back and all that, but it just shifts.
I think it came with like a 240 stock or a 260. Yeah. It's huge.
It's crazy, man. It looks so good though. Looks so good.
Yeah.
Beast of a bike.
So you had the Sportster for a few years, and then you got the itch to go to the beggar lifestyle.
That was it, mate. Yeah, I just I was getting too old, mate, for the sport. Like I said, I absolutely love the sport. She was a brilliant looking bike, but I think I was getting a little bit too old to be doing the road trips and stuff with the guys who were all on tours. And getting off that, and I had no luggage, and I'm trying to. I'll show you a picture, actually. Yeah. There was no luggage. There was nothing, it was just me in a bag and a bike strapped to the back of the bike, It was, let me try and show you, actually. Share screen. There we go. Yeah, she was a great bike, but one of those bikes that you get to a point where you think, right, enough's enough now, and I need to have a little swapsy, as it were. Hopefully, you'll be able to see that, mate. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Oh yeah,
But
that is sharp.
Yeah, great bike, man. It was an absolute beast of a machine, and had the 1200 kit in it as well, and it was just. I loved it. It was a great looking bike. It sounded like a fucking Spitfire, and that's what I called it, the Spitfire. Because the flames, and it just sounded absolutely mean. It was great. But yeah, there was no room for luggage, so literally everywhere I went with the guys, I was like, mate, can you put that in your bag, or can you put that in your, like, a hat or something? In the end, I was like, nah, enough. I was getting to the sort of end of my career in the army. And I thought to myself, right, time to treat myself to a bagger. So I got the 21 Sport Street Glide Special, Billiard Red. And love it. Absolutely love it.
So did you get that late 2020, or was that into 21 when you got it?
So that was last year. Yeah, 21.
Okay.
Yeah, towards the end of last season, just as I was getting out of, like, a kind of prezi to myself for a present, for leaving and stuff. So yeah, that was it.
Retirement gift.
Yeah, basically, exactly that.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's going from the boulevard to the sporty to the street glide is just night and day, man. It really is, especially for my ass and my body.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Especially, just going from the Sportster to the Street Glide. That's a huge change of ergonomics and comfort.
Yeah, and space to put stuff.
Oh, yes.
I didn't have to ask the guys to carry my shit. It was fantastic. It was like, yes, woohoo, and they were like made up.
Now, you got the quick detach tour pack for that, or you just run the soft loads when you need it?
No. Quick tour, the quick detach jobby. Yeah, so I've got the King tour pack, which came with the bike. It's a Harley-Davidson one, stock one, and then I got the Advanblack Razor tour pack as well. So that they both, come on and off when you need them. Realistically, I put the King tour pack on to go down to Sturgis because of the amount of shit I had to take with me, to go down there for like 6-7 days. But I like running that Razor tour pack. It looks good, on the back of the bike. It looks really cool, man.
They do look sharp. I know my dad has the Razor on his 19 Road Glide. I have the King tour pack on mine, and I just use mine for so much stuff all the time that I don't ever take it off. I've taken off mine a few times. Like, fuck, I think it just looks ugly. It's like, God, my bike just looks fucked without it. I'm just so used to it. And it's like, it's going right back on.
It does look weird.
I don't ever take it off.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? When you take, you've had something on there for so long. I had the same, like I said, when I down to Sturgis, the thing was on there for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, pre-pack and getting back and all that. So it was on there for ages. And when I eventually took it off and there was nothing on the back, I was like, that just looks mad. It looks weird. But eventually I got used to it. It looked good. That's what I like about, having a quick detachable tour pack is the fact that you can either have it on or take it off, and give your bike a whole new look.
In a matter of seconds.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. Whoever come up with that needs a medal. That's
this
for sure.
Is true.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, it's a lot of kit. Mate, when you go away on tours and stuff like that, it's a lot of. You've got to take a lot of kit with you, especially when you're going away for like a week or whatever, and you're covering some miles. There's a lot of kit to take. It's not just a case of you take one bag and then that's it. And especially if you're a motovlogger as well, you got to take all your camera gear, your drone, blah 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 blah. And if you're camping, there's a tent, there's a sleeping bag, there's a roll mat. The list goes on, man.
See, that's what I like, and you can't get them anymore. On my bike, on my Road Glide, I have what's called lid haulers. It's a leather cover that goes over my saddlebag lids, but has two straps. I've actually had it before where I had a tent strapped to one. I had my sleeping bag strapped on the other saddlebag lid. So it still left my tour pack. And of course, now I have the, oh, Jesus. I had a tour pack bed that goes on the top, and I'm brain farting who it's made by, and I freaking love that.
I got the
Kimimoto, that's who it is.
Kimimoto, yeah. I got the Rick Rack bag to go on the rack. Absolutely love it. Amazing bit of kit, really is. The roller bag, literally clip it on, clip it off, drag it with you. It's great. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I got the Kimimoto. I mean, it clips right on the luggage rack. You want to take it off somewhere, it has backpack straps. You can strap it on like a backpack to,
Oh,
take it where you're
nice.
going. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
plus, with the saddlebag liner bags, you're doing that hotel thing. Cool, clip it off, grab it, open your lid, grab your saddlebag liner.
Yeah.
And even just, when I first got the saddlebag liners, those are so nice for traveling. Throw your shit in them and you get somewhere, you just open the lid and pull it out and hey,
Yep.
there's your bag.
Yeah. There's so much kit now, man, you can get for just going away for a weekend, or you just want to put a one bag in your saddlebag on each side. The saddlebag inners, as I think they're called, they're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Drop them in, drop them out. Jobs are good and fantastic.
Well, it's like me. I mean, I only use one because my, the left-hand saddlebag. So, I got my little socket set, some tools, my
Yeah.
bug slide, my Lucas oil cleaner, a bunch of rags, and just, my miscellaneous shit that I always throw in there. And
Yep.
so that leaves one saddlebag. But, when you learn how to pack stuff, roll everything up tight, and you can fit a lot of things in one saddlebag liner.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can. I've got to say, which side do you have all your stuff on? Your miscellaneous, as it were.
The left side.
Left side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reason why?
That's just the one I threw it in, and it's always been there.
I seen a guy did a video a while back, it was
probably smarter to put it on the right side just because of the kickstand wise,
and the cars and everything like that going past on the highway and stuff. This guy's video, man, was about 10 years old, and he's like, yeah, it was an old school bike, a proper old school bike. And he's like, I always put my reason why you put all your stuff, like your tools and stuff like that, stuff that you wouldn't potentially need at the side of the road, and your right hand side saddlebag is because actually, it's safer. You pull up the side of the road if you broke down or whatever. You don't want to be on the left-hand side in the middle of the road getting all your stuff out of the bag. So he says, yeah, I always put it in the right-hand side of the bag. It's like, wow, that makes common sense. Yeah.
And there's this other little, it's a piece of, I won it on an internet giveaway on Instagram. It's called a rad flag. You can find them, at rad flags on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's about a 24-inch high-vis flag. But it can Velcro on your bike. So say you're broke down on the side of the road. Like say, for that instance, still have my tools on the left-hand side. I can strap it over, the left-hand side of the luggage rack. My handlebars, it'll flap in the wind, but it will reflect headlights even if it's dark. And if you're not using it, it literally folds up like an old film can. Remember the old 35 millimeter cameras? Yeah. And it comes in a little can like that. Fits right in the pocket on my saddlebag. And it is a great little safety feature because, even with, you can have all the lights you want. Of course, you're running the same stuff I am. You got custom dynamics, which makes great stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But you can add one more, piece to it for visibility and especially blowing in the wind, moving around. It's also going to catch eyes if it's, at nighttime and anything you can have if you're on the side of the road, then I think it's absolutely awesome. Do whatever you can to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree, mate. And then, think about it another way. If you've got no battery left and your battery's gone completely, you're not going to have any lights. So something like that, is a great idea. It really is. We'll have to look into that. Actually, that's a cool idea.
I'll send you the page. It's a sweet. I think it's like $15, but it's just one of those things that's always stayed in my bike. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Bill? But yeah, it's like that. And years ago, I was doing brakes on my bike, and on my Harley, you got to have a 1/4-inch 12-point socket for the calipers.
Right.
Well, I got a 6-point, and went through my dad's socket. Everything's 6-point. I went to every part store in town, automotive store, which was like 7, 8 of them. Yeah. Nobody had one. So I had to go to a store and buy a complete socket set just for one socket because I wanted that 1/4-inch 12-point. And ever since then, that socket set always stays in my bike, and it's always in the saddlebag. And
yeah,
it's just, that cheap insurance. I mean, if I'm, pretty well mechanically inclined, but even if you're traveling with people or somewhere, it's, in a way, I guess you can say cheap insurance. I also have a little DeWalt tool bag with more miscellaneous tools, zip ties, tape, and all that stuff. And it's just a cheap sense of security. Just, you never know. The little things you can repair yourself on the side of the road, keep going. And, Band-Aid it the best you can or do what you can. But I always, I don't know, feel more comfortable when I just have my tools, even though I've had to use them one time on the side of the road. But other than that, been fortunate, but they don't ever leave the bike. They're always with me.
Likewise, mate. I think it's a peace of mind, innit? You never know what the hell's going to happen on the road. Let's be honest. It might not be you that's broke down. It might be somebody else, or they might not have a toolkit with them, or whatever. It's having that little peace of mind at the bottom of your tool bag, your saddlebag, that you can get your stuff out, pick out some random ass sizes from Harleys because they are random sizes. There's no rhyme or reason for that. It literally is. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good to have that peace of mind. I think it really is.
It is, and even if it's not you, maybe you can help out, a fellow biker on the side of the road or wherever.
Yeah. No, exactly, mate. Exactly. And goggles as well. I have a set of night goggles in there as well. Well, night glasses, safety glasses, if you like.
Actually, the ones I love that I use at night, they're blue tinted.
Oh,
because it takes the glare out of the headlights, oncoming headlights.
yeah.
And I freaking swear by them at nighttime. I've even before used them in the car driving at night, put them on, just because it takes the glare out of the headlights.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea, actually. Jeez. Good idea. I'll write that down. Definitely. I'll have some of that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
cheers,
God.
buddy.
Cheers, man. What are you drinking?
Right now it's a Silver Bullet. We're about to go to the Voodoo soon.
Oh, shit. No Di Serrano and Corona tonight. That's
no,
banned.
no, not tonight. Not tonight. Although those are damn good.
Yeah,
Holy
well,
crap.
yeah. They look good.
Oh, yeah.
They
You should
certainly
try it
did.
soon.
Yeah, well, I like my liver, so I might not do that eventually. We'll see.
Oh, come on. They can do these transplants now. What are you worried about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just get another one.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just flush it out every other week.
Yeah. Jesus.
So, what was one of your highlight rides you did this year?
It's got to be that going to the Sun Road. It really has. This year, it's just spectacular, mate. There's no getting around it. It was amazing. It really was. And yes, I know I keep saying they're going to the Sun Road, they're going to the Sun Road, they're going to the Sun Road, blah blah blah. But once you've done it, once you see it, those that have done it and seen it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's amazing. It's literally an hour and a half ride for me into Montana from here, across the border, straight into Glacier National Park, and then the rest is there to see. It's just unbelievable. I was so lucky, mate. It was freezing cold riding down there at like 6 a.m. It was fucking cold, man. It was freezing. But once I got through the border and into Montana, the sun started warming things up, and I sort of warmed myself up as well. But the day, there was not a cloud in the sky. There was hardly any roads, tourists on the road. It was gleaming. I couldn't have wrote a better day, to be honest.
Yeah, I think my wife's. I think my wife's been through it because her family lives in Montana, so they used to do a lot of trips over that way. And
yeah,
I have some friends and I haven't done it, but it's one of those that's it's on my list of hearing people have talked about it. Plus, like we all do, you just spend time on YouTube watching videos, and
yeah,
it's like the other one I'd love to do. That is also Beartooth Pass.
That's another one I need to do next year. Actually, that's on the list. It's not that far down either from the Glacier down into Wyoming.
About 2 hours. It's not too far. I know from Missoula, it's not real far.
No, so you could potentially do that, and then make your way down to the Beartooth actually from there potentially, and then into Yellowstone. Why not?
Well, yeah. Then you could head through the most boringest section of Wyoming, which is right through the central, and you can head to Gillette and go check out fucking Springer, Nick, and Mike.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. And get him to I'm sure he'll call me a motherfucker while I'm there.
Oh, at least twice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I found that out this summer when we came back from Rapid City, when we went over there for the start of the Hoka Hay. We rode through central Wyoming all the way to Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
That was the most boringest fucking ride of my life.
Really?
There ain't nothing but little oil derricks and antelope. And that's all there is. There ain't shit. But the Grand Tetons, those are absolutely freaking amazing to go through and see in person. That was
really
so worth it. I mean, that was one of the, I don't know if you want to say venues, but one of the highlighted spots of the ride, we planned out coming back was to hit the Grand Tetons and just, it's one of those things. You can see all the videos and pictures, but seeing it through your own eyes is something different.
Yeah. No, I can imagine.
Fucking breathtaking, coming down, we might actually technically been part at the south end of Yellowstone. You're going out of Jackson Hole, you come up over another Teton Pass, which was steep as hell.
Really?
Then you come down towards, you're right on the Idaho border. I think it was Victor, Idaho. And there's this massive valley, and we ended up running into a huge herd of buffalo. There must have been close to 300 of them. They're on both sides of the highway, and
wow,
you're going through. It's somewhat it's a little bit of twist, kind of some straightaways. We were coming up on a corner. I remember at Hayden, I think he was on the right. And, got on the intercom, the helmet, said, hey, watch out. So they're just watch a buffalo come out. He's standing behind that tree. And, you see all these tourists. I mean, not trying to put down anybody, but it was like nothing but, all these Oriental tourists running out there trying to take pictures with him. Like, dude, that's a fucking assault cow. You piss it off, it's going to kill you. And it's just crazy how people want to get so close to them. I mean, hey, they are beautiful. And I remember Hayden asked, hey, you want to go take a selfie with them? Like, dude, I'm not right, man. I don't take selfies with buffaloes. But when you see them in person, I mean, they're huge. It's like, I'm not going to try to get close. There's no freaking way.
No, hell no. You see the same up here, mate. I mean, just to touch on the buffalo there, as soon as you go across the border, you go to this one specific border crossing from Alberta into Montana, and it's like just buffalo everywhere on the right-hand side as you go, like hundreds of buffalo everywhere. And like, holy shit, man. And, little sort of things like that add to the trip as you go, and it's just great. But, yeah, you're right about the tourists, the Oriental tourists. Excuse me, should we call them? Even in Banff and, the Alberta Rocky Mountains, they see a grizzly bear with 2 cubs at the side of the road, and they will have no hesitation whatsoever to get out with the gigantic lens camera, which could probably take a picture from 100 miles away, and they want to get as close as they possibly can to take a picture. I'm like, you are going to get eaten.
Oh, that's the worst. Especially when you got a sow with cubs. Oh, bad idea.
They don't care.
That's when they're most on their guard, and you get close to babies, and that's when they go into full attack kill mode, and you're fucked.
I think that the Banff National Park Service must have to put extra sort of, park guys on during the summer to stop all these Chinese, Japanese, North Korean, South Korean tourists just getting out the cars at the side of the road and taking pictures of grizzly bears, because the guards are all the way up and down. Get back in your effing car. Get back in your car. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah. 100%. Do you have a death wish? Do you want to die?
Yeah, do you want to die?
They will kill you.
They literally will, yeah. But, meanwhile, I'm sat in my car laughing, thinking, go on. Keep going a little bit forward, a little bit further.
Yeah, at least you're in the cage. It's like, all right, let me just park here and watch the show for a minute. Yeah. Cheap entertainment. Yeah,
I even seen a guy on a was it a road glide? I'm sure it was a road glide. He was sat. He just stopped at the side of the road, just sat on his bike, turned his engine off and everything, put it on a stand, and just sat there looking at this grizzly bear. Like, it was like 15 foot away. I'm thinking to myself, dude, if that wants to stop eating what it's eating, come running towards you. There is no way on this earth you're going to be able to get that off the stand, start the bike, put it in gear, and go before it munches you. It's not going to happen.
No, and I mean, I never realized. I mean, even living where we don't have grizzlies here. We got black bears and whatnot. And I actually chased one down a logging road when I used to do this water system for a private water system, going to check our plant, and I was doing 35 miles an hour pacing that black bear running down a dirt road, and I was like, holy shit. I mean, I never realized they could run that fast. And I paced him. I was like 15 feet off his ass, and we, for about a half mile at least, doing 35 miles an hour. I'm like, holy shit.
It's crazy,
so, I mean,
mate.
They're crazy fast, and especially a grizzly. I mean, they're just as fast, and you want to get that close, turn your bike off, put on the kickstand. Oh, come here, baby. Come here, Yogi. Fuck.
I was laughing because we when I was a family, so I was in the car, and I was just laughing, thinking, dude, there's no way you're going to get that off the stand and go before that runs at you. Not a chance. And to be fair, the grizzly's just like, he or she, whatever it was, just turned around, looked at him, and just carried on eating whatever the hell it was eating. I was like, you're a lucky boy, you boy.
Yeah, one swipe of those claws are like 6 inches long. It's going to take your whole fucking chest out, and you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
your Sons of Anarchy. Your Sons of Anarchy cut will get ripped as well.
Yeah, that Grim Reaper ain't going to save you now.
Nope.
Neither is your pocket knife on your belt.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That was a good time.
Yeah, well,
so how was your trip to Sturgis this year? I mean, so can you get to Sturgis in one day, or is that a 2 days for you?
It's a 2-day trip to get there, but it took me a day. Me and John, Canadian vet rider, it took us a day to get back because we just absolutely hammered it back. Just gone. But yeah, the trip was amazing, mate. It was second time being there. So it was kind of unfinished business from the first time round, but I didn't get to see certain things last time. But this
Hey,
time went down.
take a quick pause. I got to throw some wood in my fire.
Whoa, roger that. Let me have a top of them while you're doing that. Hi, everybody in the side chat.
All right, we're good. Time for the snap, crackle, pop.
There we go. I like that sound as well. It sounds so good. So I went down, met John and Grant Marine Rider. He's obviously in the side chat there. Yeah, we had an absolute ball, man. Those guys went down a day or two earlier than me, and I met them at Topless Tuesday, the old Stoneville Saloon, just in Montana. And the craziness and the carnage really started from there on in. Really, it was just mental, mate. It was. I think that night, the first night we got there, I think we watched Papa Roach live. We stayed at the Buffalo Chip, obviously, and it was just mental. We ended up getting absolutely legless with Full Throttle Hog with Ryan. That night he was buying shots of Crown Royal whiskey, which doesn't go down well with me at all. If you've seen the video, you'll know exactly the carnage that went on, because I took the camera with me, so I had the camera with me the whole time, the whole night, and it's so funny to watch back. It's absolutely mental. Crazy. Ryan's like, hey, don't put this on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, no worries, mate, I won't. Click, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. Upload as soon as I get back.
So I had to do a little bit of clever editing, should we say, on a few of them, on a few clips. But yeah, it was absolutely carnage, man, from start to finish. It was crazy. And I couldn't have asked to do it with two better dudes, really. Grant and John are absolutely diamond geezers, as they say back in the UK. They're really good guys, friends for life now. And with the whole sort of brotherhood of the military type sort of scenario that we've got as well, just made it 10 times better, man. It was gleaming. It really was. Trip of a lifetime.
So is that your first time down there or not?
Second,
okay.
Yeah. First time I took the boulevard down in 17. Rode the boulevard all the way down in 17. Did stages on the boulevard. And then, took the street light.
2 wheels is 2 wheels, man.
No, exactly, mate. 2 wheels is 2 wheels.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a gigantic British flag strapped to the back of the boulevard and you're riding everywhere through.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good, man. It was a great time. We had a fantastic time. Like Grant says there, hit it hard out of the gate. We did. Literally, night number 1 destroyed me. And then we had to get up like early in the morning for a sort of, we called it the bucket we're doing it anyway ride, come and join us. So we just threw it out there for anybody to come and join us the following day. And there's no way I should have been riding a bike. No way. Well, got to do what you got to do.
So, do you guys get to hit much roads around there? I know during Sturgis, it's got to be 100 times more crowded than when I was there 6 weeks prior, but...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We did all of the major routes, really. The only one we didn't do was Spearfish and Badlands. So we smashed out everything. We were up every single day, early doors, and we were back late. We did more or less everything that we could possibly do the whole time we were there, really. It was amazing. Needles, Iron Mountain Road, all of that up to Rushmore and Deadwood, and everything that you would expect to do during stages. So
I wish I could have spent more time or had time to go. I wanted to, part of my plan was spend some time in Deadwood, but I ended up having my mechanical breakdown on the first full day we were there on Saturday. But we did Iron Mountain Road, Mount Rushmore, Spearfish Canyon, and got to see some stuff. But we are definitely planning it sometime in the near future, getting back there, trying to spend maybe 3 or 4 days in the off season again, just where you can go and see a lot more and spend a lot more time and have fun.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Doing it sort of off season. But I went down there in, I'm going to say 2018, just for the holiday with my mum and dad. My parents came over from the UK. So we went down to Deadwood because my dad loves all Wild West stuff. And obviously that's where Wild Bill Hickok got shot and all that sort of stuff. So I've seen it from both sides, when there's no rally on and when there is a rally on. And yeah, you're right. When there's no rally on, mate, it's a completely different kettle of fish. Literally, it's not rammed at all. There's places to go. There's still stuff going on. It's great. It really is great to visit our season.
Even, we were there in June. There was still a good amount of bikes, but yeah, I could anything like it would be during Sturgis. I haven't been there during Sturgeon, but I've seen plenty of pictures and videos, and it is nice where you can still get in places and go check stuff out, and you're not near as crowded. Even, I mean, the Needles was pretty crowded still when we did it, but not super bad. But
Yeah.
I was just, seeing what we could was so freaking awesome and fun. But there's still so much more that I want to go check out. I mean, kind of like what your dad was saying. I mean, I love history, and I did want to spend a lot of time, check out Deadwood and Keystone and some other places. But we still had a blast. It's a beautiful freaking area. I mean, if you want to go, vacation somewhere and see something that's awesome, dude, that place is so freaking cool to see.
That's exactly what we said. We wish that all three of us said, we wish we'd had a sort of a day to just chill out, and because we were on such a condensed timeline, we had to fit everything in every single day. So your private hit, your private photo. Look,
shit,
my private photo.
See
Get him out, lizards. But yeah, the one thing that we said was, you could absolutely. I think Grant was on about taking his kids down there out of season to do all the different things that you could see, but we wish that we'd had a bit of downtime where we could spend the day at like Bikini Beach in what the hell's it called again? Oh, fucking hell. Where did we stay? Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind.
Buffalo Chip.
Old age, man, I tell you. Yeah, we wish we just had a day to just chill out down at Bikini Beach, have a couple of beers, just relax and chill out. But it was so full on. Every single day we had a plan. We're going to go here, there, and everywhere. And then by the time we got back, it was time to hit the concert. So 9 times out of 10, we just roll a bike straight down to the stage at the Buffalo Chip and just watch the concert that was going on from the bikes. It was great. It was, that's the one thing that was an eye opener for me, was the amount of people that would just literally ride the bikes to the front of the stage and just watch the concert from on their own bike. It was great, man. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I bet. It's like what Mike says. I know we did went up to Lead when we were there because Two Wheel Life was there like 2 weeks before we went, and we're staying up at the not staying, but went to the Boar's Nest, which was an awesome restaurant bar on the outskirts of Lead. And it's like, it was one of the places like, dude, we got to check this out. So I remember me and Sensor Pendants and Hayden, we went up there, and then Mike and Nick showed up. And it's a fucking cool ass fucking bar.
Yeah.
/ restaurant. I mean, they had actually like old tractor seats, the metal ones, but they were on stakes where you could go. They were put in the creek that was running next to it. So if it's like hot, you could go sit down there with your beer, your food, and have your feet in the creek. There was like tiers of, hills, picnic table on one tier down there, some more chairs, and just the coolest freaking environment at that place. It was freaking awesome.
That's awesome. How'd you say that? Lead or lead?
Lead,
right? Okay. Yeah, but it's great. I mean, we never got to go to the Boar's Nest this time around.
Lead borders Deadwood. It's on the south end of Deadwood. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, up to, instead of going left you'd go up towards Mount Rushmore, you'd go right towards Lead when you're up the hill. I think it was. If you're coming out of Deadwood that way. I know what I mean.
Yeah, you go straight.
Yeah.
You wouldn't turn left.
Yeah, you wouldn't turn left at the sign. Yeah.
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 Yeah, see, I came the opposite way. I had to think. That's tough.
Yeah, I knew what I was talking about, dude.
Of course you did.
Jeez. Well, yeah, it was such a good time, man. We were on about going back next year. I think you need people do go back, year after year after year after year. And, I absolutely get it. But I think traveling, it took me like a day and a half, nearly 2 days to get down there. So I don't think doing it every single year. I'd like to see something else, actually, considering the amount of the short time that we have to ride.
Right.
Going to stages every single year would potentially take away going somewhere else, like the Beartooth Pass or somewhere like that. So do it. I plan on doing it again, yes, but maybe in about 3 or 4 years potentially. So just so I can get other stuff in.
Yeah. So you go through, head over to Vancouver and dump down into Washington. Then you can hit 101. And, then you got the PCH. You can take 101 all the way down to Highway 1 in California.
Yeah, dude, that is a dream road of mine to ride.
Oh,
PCH.
Mine too.
Ugh.
I mean, I've done 101 halfway through Oregon, but I haven't gone, the other half or into California.
Yeah.
I know through Oregon on 101, it is a lot slower because, there's got to be 50 state parks at least on the coast and all the little towns. So it is a little bit more time consuming on the Oregon side, but it is some beautiful freaking scenery.
Yeah. But I did it in a car once back a few years back, but don't get me wrong, it was amazing. But I did it in February, so we drove all the way down to LA from Alberta, and the weather wasn't great, mate. Don't get me wrong, it was still amazing doing riding or driving the PCH, but I'd love to ride it in the summer.
I would too. It'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, just take me time, 2 weeks, chill out, start wherever the hell it starts, maybe starting San Francisco or whatever, and then you just have a nice, easy, chilled ride down. Be so good.
No, just come across. You can hook up with me. I'll head down to Oregon ways with you, and we can.
There we go. Yeah,
I mean, hell, 101 is like a quarter mile from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I live right off it. But no, like say a guy comes through. I mean, you go right through Canada, Vancouver, come down through Bellingham, and you could either head to Whidbey Island, take the ferry to Port Townsend, and you can go a little farther to little town Edmonds, take the ferry to Kingston, and then you can head the peninsula. And once you come across and get over Hood Canal, then you're on Highway 101. That's your route until you keep following it all the way to fucking California.
Jesus.
You'd never get off it.
Wow. That'd be some ride. I do plan on going to Vancouver Island at some point. And like you say, you can just jump the ferry from Victoria over to Seattle or whatever, and then, go around from there, I suppose, eh?
Well, I mean, shoot, I got the Coho Ferry, which goes from Port Angeles to Victoria, and it's 10 minutes from my house.
Oh, really? Oh, well. There you go. Laughing.
Yeah. I mean, I could walk down the road and go see Canada.
Well, you can see it from your house.
If I go about down the road. three blocks down the road, you can see Canada from my house.
Wow. Yeah. Jesus. That's crazy, man.
Yep, it's not far. We're pretty close to the water through the Strait of Juan de Fuca, so it's not far to go look, and it's right there.
That's in between, isn't it? That's the one in between Canada and America, that big, gigantic strait in between.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were over there in the summer, actually, and I did well watching over there as well. And dude, that's amazing over there. That strait is gorgeous. You can see, obviously, your side, Washington side, Mount Olympus, I think it's called. Yep. Just unbelievable. Gorgeous.
Yeah, what is it? Victoria, the ferry crossing, I think, is 18 miles to go across the strait from Victoria to Port Angeles.
Wow. It's not much, is it? It's not much at all.
It's not far.
That'd be an amazing ride, though. Ride over from here through the Rocky Mountains all the way over to Vancouver Island. Catch the ferry from Vancouver to Victoria, wherever the hell it is. Do Vancouver Island and then head all the way down to California, man. That would be some ride. Take it about a month, I'd say, I reckon.
Actually, a friend of mine, was it this summer that Ron did it? He water skied from Port Angeles to Victoria.
He water skied?
He water skied. He was going to try to come back, but they were starting to run into a lot of log debris because we'd had a lot of flooding, a couple weeks prior, but there's still some debris out in the strait. So he cut it short and didn't ski back because then he could, the plan was for a Guinness Book of World Records run, but they went across it. All right, screw this, and just hopped in the boat because there's just so much debris, pieces of log and dead heads in the water. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah, I noticed that when we did the whale watching, there was a lot of bloody logs, just gigantic logs floating through them. Jesus, you hit one of them in a boat, man, you're screwed.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, not bouncing back and forth, but yeah, the Black Hills National Cemetery, just outside of Rapid City. It's pretty freaking cool. I know we camped right next to it at the No Name Campground and RV Resort place over in just outside of Black Hills. Awesome little fucking campground.
That's what it's called.
You rent cabins. Name. Yep, No Name. Dude, there's a full bar and restaurant in the campground. I mean, there's full laundry facility, swimming pool, hot tub, everything. It was a freaking cool place. I mean, I know Springer, Mike, and Nick, they stayed Saturday night, so we all hung outside our cabin that we rented and killed the bottle of Chris Ledoux bourbon and fucking had a good time.
No Name campground. That's amazing.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, of course, Sturgis time, the rates go up, but, when it's not Sturgis, dude, I mean, it is so reasonable to stay, get a cabin and whatnot, and shoot, if you don't want to go somewhere, they have the little restaurant right there, so they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there's a full bar in the little restaurant at the campground, and it was good for us because we were, 2 cabins behind the restaurant, so it's like, fuck yeah, perfect.
Wow, that's good when it's all self-contained. It's good, isn't it? You don't have to, go out.
Well, what's cool is the owners also ride. I mean, I can't remember her name. I want to say Sherry, but I think that's wrong. But her husband had a full-on custom road glide that actually had been an Easy Rider and a bunch of mags. It was a show bike. It was fucking beautiful. And so we got back there Saturday night. She was talking about, oh, hey, you should check this, this, and this. And of course, you've been there. You see all they have those like legal pamphlets or maps at the Black Hills area.
Yeah.
So of course they had one there, and so I tore off a sheet and I said, hey, make us a ride, build us a route for tomorrow. You know, we're gonna go check it out. And she built us this cool route, so we all took off on, you know, the route that she told us would be the best thing to go see as much as we could in one day. And she did a killer job of giving us an awesome ride for the next day, because we rode for 10 plus hours, if not close to 12. It was a full day, but it was fucking awesome.
That's the thing, man, with the Black Hills. You know, you don't have to do it during stages. You go there any time of year, apart from when it's cold and raining, obviously. You know, with your bike, you're going to have a great time, man. You really are. You don't have to go and do it during stages. It's just, there's all these roads that you can, you know, hit up, and trails and everything else that's going on. It's a great place to visit. It really is.
It is. And like I was saying with that pamphlet, I mean, every restaurant over there has that full stack of a map. And I mean, so many people, you know, you go to any restaurants, hey, you know, what's a cool place? And they can highlight, man. People can give you, you know, an awesome rides. Actually, Amy was right. She's the one, she grew up on motorcycles and introduced her husband to riding, because she'd been riding, she's on her second or third heritage.
Jeez.
And she grew up riding. I spent a lot of time talking to her. We were going to try to do a podcast with her, but we got back so late that Saturday night that we couldn't do it. Or Sunday night, excuse me. But yeah, they were so awesome to hang out with, and just a super cool environment to go stay at. You know, if anybody's going over there, you know, non-rally time, yeah, I would highly recommend the place. It's fucking super cool, and they're great people, and it's just an awesome environment. You know, base camp out of there and go explore.
Well, that's it. You know, you see it though, don't you? You see guys who've gone like you did a couple of weeks before the rally or after the rally. They spend, you know, the next 3 weeks, a month there, and they say, you know, the riding's so much better. You can just take your time, chill out. There's not much. There's not much going on. There's not, you know, 1,000 bikes on the road. They say it's better if you're not there for the, you know, the whole scenario that comes with going to one of the biggest rallies in the world. Then do it either before or after, you know, because you're gonna get a better riding experience, I'd say.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're still, I mean, summertime, you're still going to have some bikes, but you're not going to be near as crowded as rally time, because it is a destination of so many people. But, you know, you get there on the off time, and there's so much stuff to see. I mean, I would highly recommend spending 4 or 5 days there. I know we wish we would have, but, you know, we have in our plans of in the future, we will go back and spend 4 or 5 days there, just because there's so much to see if a guy likes history. But, you know, from, you know, Devil's Tower to Mount Rushmore to the Needles, Iron Mountain Road, Deadwood, the Black Hills, the National Park. I mean, there's so much stuff to see and check out, and, you know, we definitely want to get back because it is so cool. It is.
Another thing that we, you know, was mentioned between me, Grant, and John was the fact that we should have spent more time in Deadwood. We met Jonesy from Jonesy's Rides down there, and he said to us, "Oh, underneath this hotel on the corner, next to the old 50s diner, remember the 50s on the main street of Deadwood, you've got the like a 50s diner type of thing."
Are you talking about the dungeon?
There's like a cigar bar underneath this hotel.
Oh, okay.
Dude, probably the best place that we went the whole time we were at Sturgis was this cigar bar, Deadwood Cigar Company. And it was just unbelievable. They had a blues band playing. You know, you could go in, you could go down the bottom. It was unreal. If you watch the video, mate, you'll see it. It's unbelievable. You know, what a place. You know, you could buy your cigars in there. You could then go and sit and have a pint if you wanted to, smoking your cigar, listening to the blues that was going on. It was just, what a place, man. We wish we'd have spent a lot more time in there, you know, but I never knew about it. I've been to Deadwood 3 times previous to that, and I never knew it was there, because it's hardly signposted. There's a little tiny board above these sets of stairs that goes under this hotel. Just says Deadwood Tobacco Company. That's it. So if you didn't know it was there, you won't know it's there. It's
interesting.
It's such a place, man.
I know my wife and her friend Jody, they found I think it was a bar like called the Dungeon, and which was in Sturgis. You had to go downstairs, and they were explaining it because we didn't find it, but it was, from what they were explaining, quite the place.
Yeah, I think I've heard about that, actually. It's a bit of risque.
Bras and shit hanging on the wall. Yeah. A little risque.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that Deadwood Tobacco Company was was unreal. Really, really good place. Hayden Woodrocker, Iron Mountain Road. Hayden
Well, that was
Woodrocker.
the cool thing. My son Hayden, he had been riding on the road for about 1 month. When I said, "Hey, you want to go for an epic ride?" and he talked to his boss, and his boss said, "Dude, you have to go through. That'd be awesome." So he, being on the road for 1 month, rode 3,200 miles with me as we rode to Sturgis and back. After he had just bought his bike and been riding on the road for a month and made the trip over there, and we met up with Setzer Pendants in Missoula, and even riding with Jason. He was like, "Dude, you swear to God, he's been riding on the road forever." And Hayden kept trying to tell, "Hey, Jason, just go around me. I don't want to slow you down." He's like, "Dude, you're fine, man. Enjoy riding with your dad." He goes, "I'm totally cool back here." He's like, "I'm having fun playing with the cameras." And that's when we met up with Springer Mike and them on Saturday. And I mean, dude, Hayden rode absolutely awesome. I was so impressed and proud, and it was so much fun to experience that with my son for the first time. I'd been there too.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. And talk about trial by fire. Pass your test and away you go. That's the greatest way to learn. Let's be honest. Time on two wheels is the greatest way to learn to ride a motorcycle. And passing your test and then doing that is just invaluable experience, I think.
Well, and then I run. Everybody has their comps. I have the Lexans, and so we took the one off my wife's helmet, put it on Hayden's helmet, so that way me and him could talk because Amy was in the car with her girlfriend. They took the car over and followed us and.
Nice, man.
So being able to talk back and forth with him, and honestly, I think, actually we ended up doing 8 days total because got a wild hair per ass and ended up leaving a day early, rode like halfway through Eastern Washington. But, oh, dude, we talked more that 8 days than, in 2 or 3 years, honestly, probably.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun, just random conversations, but, stuff we'd see and just enjoying it, him getting to experience life on two wheels and understanding, the love and how much fun it is and just how much more intimate and personal and it was a blast. I'll never forget it. And I can't wait till my younger son, do the same thing and all of us take off. It'll be so much fun.
That's the thing, mate. Trying to explain that to somebody who doesn't ride, trying to explain the experiences that you can have with people, the brotherhood that comes with it, the sisterhood that comes with it, or the bond that you get with other bikers and other the riders on two wheels is just it you can't explain it. It's crazy, And like you just said there, I've got a 14-year-old boy upstairs, and I cannot wait, mate, till he's old enough and ready enough to come on a road trip with me. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing.
It'll be awesome. I mean, and I'm excited for you. It's like I remember when Hayden first got his permit, we went for our first ride. And for me, it's like, the one I spent the most time riding with is my dad. I mean, we still do a lot of riding. And I know, like, Jason Setzer, him and Chase, when Chase got his road, Jason talked about it. He goes, "Dude, it's so much fun." And the first ride that Hayden and I went on, I called Jason. I was going down the highway. It's like, dude, this is totally awesome. I understand, how my dad feels or, how you feel riding with Chase. I mean, riding with your son, I said it's a total different experience, and it's just it is so freaking cool and so much fun, and it is. And getting back to what you're saying, while people don't understand, riding on a motorcycle is so much more personal. I mean, the smells, the scents, and everything, and it is awesome. Well, it's like my wife commented. I mean, my daughter also, she loves to ride. I mean, there'll be times in the summer she'll watch the weather report. "Hey, Dad, it's going to be really nice this week, and you should come up and get me, go for a ride." I'm like, "Yeah, all right. Don't twist my arm." "All right, I'll be up Saturday." And she's about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours with the ferry boat, and she lives up in northern Puget Sound area. So where she's at, you can take off up through the Skagit Valley, and up in the northern Puget Sound area has some of the most beautiful riding for day rides. It's just it's absolutely gorgeous up in the Skagit Valley area, and it's like I took her up to Lake Diablo 2 summers ago, and it was so much fun. Where Diablo is much like Banff, it's like that emerald green color, and she'd never seen it. So I said, "Hey, let's cruise up to Diablo, show you that," and took her out for a full day ride, and it's fun. I mean, she absolutely loves riding. I remember, year and a half ago, she sends me this text. "Hey, what do you think of this, Dad?" She goes, we could leave Washington, we'll go to Idaho, then we could head down through Utah, through Bryce Canyon, all the national parks, hit the Grand Canyon, head up to Vegas, and like this huge trip. I'm like, you getting a bike, or you're gonna go through the class? "Oh no, I'm gonna ride with you." "Oh fuck, okay." I wasn't sure. Just
thought I would check.
It's crazy, man. Do you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to get my dad over from the UK the next time he comes over, and hire a bike or whatever, and just go with me dad, so he can experience what I've experienced the past 7 years. He's been living in the UK, riding bikes in the UK years ago, so he's never experienced the thrill of riding, a Harley. He's always had Triumphs his whole life. He had a Triumph, typical English.
That's an iconic piece of motorcycle history,
Absolutely, dude. But I'd love to ride over here with me dad, even if it's down, just for a day. Just for a day would suffice, just to tick that box. I think it'd be phenomenal. And next time he comes over, hopefully next year, we can get him on two wheels again. And then, he's 70 years old now, so trying to get him, lifting one of those gigantic things up might be a little bit of a struggle. But he's a tough dude, so he'll probably enjoy it. To be fair,
I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I enjoy riding. I do want to do the East Coast with my dad at some point, but my dad's just turned 69 years old. And
yeah.
I've talked with my stepmom about it, and she's like, nobody's getting any younger. She goes, do it sooner than later. I'm like, well, I'd love to. I gotta figure things out.
This is it, mate. It's having those, nowadays with the amount of, you've got a camera on your phone now, and you hit the road with your dad, it's there forever. It's going to be memories forever. Whereas years ago, you'd have to have a stupid ass Polaroid or whatever it was years ago. It's so easy nowadays to do so. You can hire a bike, whatever, hit the road for 24 hours. You don't even have to take all the camera gear. You got a camera in your pocket with a phone. And there's your memories, man. That's exactly 100%. What I want. It's exactly what I want. And if he's still able to ride when my lad, in 4 years, it's 18 years old, I couldn't imagine riding with him and my boy. It'd be spectacular, man. That would be like a dream for me.
It is awesome. And we've done a short one with me, my dad, and Hayden. Hayden wanted to show him his bike. We were doing a little barbecue. So, hey, let's ride up to Grandpa's. And then all three of us rode back to the house. And
yeah. That's awesome.
Together. And it's like I said, it's, memories. And it's just amazing, when you can share something as it gets passed down through the generations and everybody enjoys it. It's just fucking awesome.
That's it, mate. There's nothing like it. There really isn't. Everybody says, well, why do you like riding bikes so much? Well, this is why. Yep. Get on two wheels and tell me that you don't like it. Well,
and it's like I was going through an old photo album. I think it's when we just got back, or no, it was before we left for that trip to South Dakota. It was almost to the day, the very first motorcycle trip I ever took with my dad. And I found the old picture. My dad and I was on my Honda Sabre at that time that I had. My dad had his Honda Shadow, and we were in my driveway. And my wife took a picture of us. And so when Hayden and I went to leave, basically recreated that same picture. Put the bikes in the driveway, same place, and
quality.
Snap that another picture. And it's like, we're at 22, so 22 years ago to almost to the day I went on my first trip with my dad, and then 22 years later, I'm doing it with my son.
It's crazy, mate. You know what? I think to myself sometimes, I would have had that for all these years if I hadn't have moved to Canada. If I hadn't got posted to Canada 7 years ago, we probably would have had that by now with me dad. I would have been riding in the UK, no problem. But because we're so far away, that sort of time that it takes for, it's not like it's round the corner. Let's be honest, UK to here is like 6,000 miles or whatever the hell it is, and it's not cheap to fly nowadays. So getting somebody over in the summer is you're talking $2,500-3,000, man, easy. And they don't have that kind of money to come over every few weeks or a couple of months and stuff. So it's tough, man, to try and organise something like that. But I think next year, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get them over. Both of them, my mum and my dad. My mum was over this year, and she was straight on the back of the bike, man. She absolutely loved it.
That's awesome.
She's like, yes, this is amazing. Let's go. But yeah,
I hope you got some GoPro footage of that.
I've got. Do you know what I said to my lad? I said, right, come on. So the missus and the boy drove over. We went over to one of the saloons over by the Rockies. My mum was on the back. I was obviously riding, and the boy and my missus were in the car, and my lad was filming the whole thing. She kept pulling alongside, taking pictures, video. So, like you were saying, memories. It's there. I've got memories of that now. So
that's
amazing.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It really is. Really is. And the picture we took, one of the pictures is a great picture. Really. So it's going to be in a frame at some point. It's one of those memories forever.
Oh, absolutely. Blow it up a little bit bigger. Yeah, get a frame and get that on the wall.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Get it in the wall so the missus can take it down.
It'll stay there forever.
Jeez. What about you, mate? What you got planned for next year?
Well, we had some plans. Got to see how things work because now my daughter's getting married next year.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
And so we got that coming. Thank you. And to her, congrats.
Yeah.
And so that'll be July. Trying to work it out right. Have the deal to go to Sturgis for Wild Ass and be over there in August, possibly doing the be hanging out the booth at Rapid City and
Nice.
pushing some Wild Ass seats.
Tidy.
August 19th and 20th. I believe it's 19th or it's 21st. Let me check. Will be the 2023 Monsters Over Mountains ride for Mile Monsters.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that last time, didn't we, on my live stream? Yeah.
Yeah, 19th and 20th. I did have the dates right. And so that'll be coming up. And after, this year, it did way better than what I ever expected. And, the outreach and, the message from people, it really seems that there's a lot of people that want to join it next year. So that'll be pretty awesome. There's a lot of guys that are saying, hey, they want to come up to Washington. And so me and a couple guys, we're putting together. We have pretty much most of the route dialed in, and that'll be in August. So that'll be pretty awesome.
If you add the old going to the Sun Road to that list, mate, if you are going to do it, then it's like I said, it's an hour and a half from me. I will run that gauntlet going across that border to come and say hello, mate. That's for sure. Give you a big handshake and a big hug.
Oh, hell yeah. So, yeah, we're looking at that. We got a lot of the route planned, and I think the one thing, doing it after the first year, next year will be the second, is since it kind of started here in the Northwest, every year I wanted to include at least, one Cascade Mountain Pass, and, we'll just keep conquering more mountains and, raise awareness for Duchenne's muscular dystrophy and, help support these young boys and to live their best life, which is being cut short by a terrible disease.
It's
and
crazy.
hopefully they can find a cure for it in the near future. But until then, we will keep putting it out there, keep raising awareness, and keep doing what we can to help support these boys and families.
Yeah. I remember you talking about it, mate. Like I said, on when you were drinking Disaronno and Corona. Before you got absolutely shit-faced drunk, you were talking about obviously this, and it's such a good charity to to do something like this for, man. Is fair play to you, mate, and well done, man. This is a really, really good thing to do. Good on you. Outstanding.
And thanks to doing this podcast, which after meeting Riot is how I got to learn about it, and for a year plus, was sharing the posts on social media, trying to do what I can, and, helping donate to different guys' rides. It's like, you know what? It's time to go one step further and, do what I can to help, help the cause.
Yeah.
As a parent myself, it's like, you look at some of these parents, you feel absolutely horrible for these kids and what they go through. And then that flip side as a parent, it's like you see these parents like, holy cow, how do the parents stay sane?
Dude, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't. I'm thankful that I've got a healthy child. I couldn't
amen.
imagine,
I 100%
dude.
agree.
The fair play to the parents, man. They are brave, and even the kids, man. The kids are braver than most. The kids just have to go through a lot of shit, and they have to put up with a lot of shit. Because the class is sort of different to everybody else and all that sort of stuff. And the kids, 9 times out of the kids are more upbeat than everybody else around them. It's amazing to see the sort of the way the kids think and the way they are. It's crazy to think.
Well, I remember, probably a year ago, one of the stories, I remember the family was talking with one of the doctors, and, the kid's 10, 11 years old, of course, iPad or, has a phone, and they're talking about the disease. Well, he doesn't understand what it is. So the kid Googles the disease and basically looks at his parents like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand. Well, hey, like everything, well, let me go to Google and fuck, how do you respond to that? It's like, holy Jesus.
I couldn't imagine it. I honestly could not imagine what not only the kids go through, but the parents as well. It must be absolutely awful. It must be to go through that. It's just so sad, man. It really is.
I know. I will share. I'll put a link up to it on my story as soon as we're done. Stubborn Goat Coffee is actually one of the boys that has Duchenne's. His family started a coffee company, Stubborn Goat Coffee. Now they're actually doing hot chocolate. They have 3 different roasts of coffee. they buy the beans, whatnot in Texas. They're all cooked down there, and then they bag it all at their house and seal it, and they ship it out. And the Stubborn Goat Coffee is, tries to help supplement pay some of their medical fees. And I know I order some Christmas presents for some friends that still have regular coffee pots, like most of us Keurigs, but I know like my dad and whatnot, he still has the old drip coffee. So Stubborn Goat, they have, of course, drink koozie stickers, bracelets, and the coffee and some other little things. But that just helps the Gavin the Goat's journey and, helps support all his costs. And hopefully someday maybe there'll be a cure before he's too old. Yeah. So Stubborn Goat is just another way if you want to order some coffee and whatnot, which actually I'd have got a bag and fuck, it's damn good.
Is it good? Yeah.
No, actually, seriously, it is really good.
Oh, wow.
I got a bag of it a couple months ago, and when we went up to stay at my daughter, she had a regular coffee pot, so we took it up there to try it. It's like, fuck, this is good shit.
Hell yeah,
but
man.
It's just another way to help support, the organization and support these families. Yeah. And so I'll put a link up. Anybody wants to check it out, it'll be on my story on the V-Twin Life _podcast on Instagram, and check them out. If you want some coffee, you still got one of those classic drip pots, get you some. Or some hot chocolate.
I'm old school. I've still got one of them.
Nice.
It's like the color of coffee, but it's there.
Hey, it still works.
Dude, that's the best tasting thing ever. You don't clean it out. You leave it, to sort of taste the coffee or look like coffee. It tastes amazing.
We have the Keurig, but I have one of the travel French presses.
Yeah.
So you can put some in there and do the old French press style. I have one of those for a guy could take it backpacking or on the motorcycle, throw it in my tour pack, you heat up some water, dump it in there, and press out yourself some good coffee.
Well, that's it. This time of year now is obviously no riding time for me, so I kind of flip my channel to outdoor bushcraft, as it were. So yeah, I've got one of those little, travel things. It's about yay big, man. But the coffee that comes out of that is unreal. So I'll just go into the Ulu somewhere, into the Rockies, and set a fire, set a tent, set a whatever, a bivvy or whatever, and get the coffee going, make some food and stuff, and then film it.
Oh, dude, I love watching some of the bushcraft channels. I mean, it's a good time. It's like mine. It has a little insulated cover around it. I can't remember the brand. No, it's pretty freaking cool. It's a great way to make coffee, especially you're traveling, you're somewhere, you ain't got power, whatever. You know what? You can still all you got to do is heat up some water, and you can press out some coffee.
Exactly, mate. Just stick it on the fire, bosh. Let it do its thing. Go chop some wood.
It's or the old school percolators.
Yeah. Oh yeah, old school picks. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Last time I did, I switched. I went up to Lake Louise when it was frozen this time last year. Sort of. Was it this time last year? It was cold anyway. It was freezing, and I nearly died, man, on Lake Louise because it was melting. So it must have been towards the other side of Christmas. So the whole lake was melting, and I just thought to myself, "Yeah, come on, it'll be fine." No, my foot was going straight through. I was halfway on the lake, mate. My foot was going straight through the ice, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I'm kind of stuck in the middle of the lake. I'm like, "Oh crap!" My ass was like this.
Oh, pucker factor,
dude, and that's what the video's called. I nearly died on Lake Louise.
Shit, that's funny.
Yeah,
not funny, but funny in the aftermath.
Dude, watching it back, it was funny because you could see the fright in my face. It was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go through the ice here, man. And I remember I stopped because trying to walk through 4 or 3 foot of snow, plus when it was going through into the actual lake. I was hanging, I was blowing, mate. I was so tired. And I remember somebody shouting. He was like, I don't know, maybe 500-600 meters away. I stopped for like a minute, 2 minutes, and somebody shouted, "Hey, are you okay?" I was like, I wanted to say, "No, please come and rescue me." I was like, yeah, I'm all good.
I'm all good. I'm falling through the ice. It'll be fine.
Oh my God, please don't
find me in the spring, please.
Yeah, man. If you see the video, you'll see the pure fear in my eyes.
I'll have to go back and find that one.
Please don't go through. It was crazy.
Oh, that's.
But you got to. I've got to do something when I can't ride. So let's go and die on Lake Louise.
Yeah, hey, views are views.
Exactly, views are views.
So what do you got planned for next year then?
I don't know. I honestly don't know yet. I'm going to take a few months to sort of think about plans for next year, mate, if I'm honest. I want to do something. I don't want to do something that I've normally done or that I can do, just by going out around the corner.
Right.
I want to plan something and potentially, it's nothing, not any, confirmed or anything, but potentially thinking about doing Vancouver Island, maybe. Just to, spend like a week going around the island and stuff, or maybe even hop on the ferry, mate, come over to see you and then hop on the ferry back again.
Do it, buddy. I will cover dinner. Even if you want to stay the night, we have a spare room, so
Yeah.
you'd have a full bedroom and we could have a freaking good time.
Perfect. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, I mean, that's what
the
I'd like to
invite's
do.
Open, my friend.
Thanks, bud. Likewise for you, mate. Likewise. But it's either that or, again, go down into Montana and do the Beartooth Pass, maybe, potentially. I don't know.
I think you should do Vancouver Island. I mean, you could always do that. Make yourself a big loop.
Yeah.
Check out Vancouver Island. You come down, crash my house for a night, whatnot, and then you could head back. If you're in the summer, do the North Cascades.
Yeah.
You could drop down to Highway 2 and follow Highway 2 all the way through Washington, through Idaho, which will take you back to Montana to Highway of the Gods, and you can come back and go back up.
That's a good idea, actually.
And you'd have some fucking Independence Pass, 4th of July Pass, I think it is, in Montana. Continental Divide you'd go over, and yeah, there's a couple other ones as you head into Montana.
Well, that's it. There's loads of places to ride, and let's be honest, there's tons of places to go, But yeah, it's all up in the air, mate. I think I haven't even had a chance to think about it yet, if I'm honest. So that's one thing I have tiny thoughts about, like going to go over to Vancouver Island, see. But it all depends on how much time I get off work and, what else I've got going on and stuff. So
right. And family.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And I mean, Jesus, like most of us around the world, we've not had a vacation for like 3 years because of all the COVID crap and all that, so it's tough,
Oh, yeah. I get it, man.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to Cuba. I think that's on the cards. Had a great time in Cuba. There. Oh, dude, what a place!
Good cigars, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, good cigars, good whiskey. Not like that Crown Royal shit.
You could go down there and pay your respects to Justin Trudeau's illegitimate father.
Yeah, old Fidel. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau. Don't get me started on that lizard.
Actually, my wife told me that. She was listening to a history podcast, and we're talking about how they claim that Castro is his father.
It's uncanny. It is uncanny. If you look at the pictures of them both, it's like, wow. And his mum, Mrs. Trudeau, whatever her name is, she spent like a year down there with Castro. So it's like, oh my God, it could actually be true. It's not like, it's not like it's myth. It could actually be true because she spent a few years down there or whatever it was. She spent a lot of time in Cuba. Crazy.
Springer Mike, if you do it in June, he says he gets to bed. You and Nick can fight over the floor.
Hey, I'll sleep in the garage, man, with the fire you've got going on. That'll do me.
Oh yeah, we can crack
shop.
the hood, wood stove up.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. But let's not talk about him. He's an absolute lizard.
Oh hey, we got one of those here too. Don't worry.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Fucking brain dead geriatric Alzheimer's. Fuck.
What's the dealio for next year? Is it 2024? You can re-vote it out, is it?
Yep.
Holy shit, so you got like another 2 years nigh on.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Is it Trump running again, is he?
He is, and so is fuck was it? DeSoto or the governor of Florida. He's thrown his hand in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's another Republican candidate.
It's see, from an outsider's point of view looking in to American sort of politics, how that bloke is still in charge of the most powerful country on the planet, it's beyond me.
Oh, trust me. I mean, you just listen to some of his press conferences, and we're gonna go to debate, and yeah, what the fuck?
Dude, he's mental. There's clearly something wrong with him.
And how nobody says anything. It's what I don't get. Even people of his own party. I mean, come on. Everybody's seen this. You're going to tell me you guys don't see what the fuck is going on?
He's ill, man.
He's got a problem. Ill. DeSantis. There we go.
DeSantis. The awesome
DeSantis or DeSantis.
Right, okay. DeSantis. Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, let's be honest. Anybody do a better job than what's in now. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, crashing the economy and sending us fucking backwards and everything else. Like, fuck.
It's painful to watch. Like I said, from an outsider's point of view looking in.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I live in Canada. That's no better. Trust me. And the UK is not even nowhere near nowhere near the same. That's horrific as well. But like all politicians, but I think when he's on point, when he's not ill, if that makes sense. So when his Alzheimer's or whatever the hell he's got going on, he kind of makes sense. But then it's like a switch that goes click, and he just talks gibberish. You're like, what are you talking about?
I don't know. He can't even ride a bicycle, so fuck, I don't know.
Or walk upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's
crazy.
horrible.
It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, let's not go down the politics route because we'll be here all
right. I try to keep politics out of this because, oh, shit.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Jesus. I need to top up anyway.
Right. Well, shit, buddy. This has been a good time.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. It always is.
Oh, 100%.
Always is.
Come back to do it again in the very near future.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to have you on my podcast now, if that's what we're going to be doing. Well, you already are.
Hell yeah.
Drunk, but anyway, that's a different story.
Hey, that was like a whole broad spectrum. I mean, there were so many people on. People want subtitles so we can understand it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to help myself understand it.
Well, that's it. We had a couple of Scottish guys on there who were getting their asses
it was
out.
super cool. I mean, honestly, my subscription jumped after that one, so that was super cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Happy days, man. That's good.
Heck yeah.
Jesus, hell yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
It was super cool. It was a lot of fun.
This Serrano and Corona is not good.
Yes, it is. You got to try it.
Well, I will try it probably, but not when I'm live on a live stream.
Just do like one or two.
Yeah, could do one or two. Yeah,
there you go.
Probably a good thing. Maybe not when I've got work the following day, eh?
Yeah. Well, no, that if you do one or two, you're totally fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right. One or two bottles of this Serrano.
Hey, that's almost as bad as the fucking Corona Sunrise. Whew, those can fucking hurt you.
What's that?
You take a Corona, drink, down to the top of the label on a Corona bottle, and dump in a shot of tequila.
Oh,
and then you put in, then you fill up orange juice to almost the top, then you put in a splash of grenadine. Oh, dude, they taste good, but they're another one of those 1 or 2, 3 tops, and that's all you need of those, and just go drink some regular beer and just chill.
Rocket fuel.
Don't do more.
Yeah, hell no.
They'll fucking hurt you.
I can imagine, man. Jesus Christ.
Well, they're great on a summer night, but yep.
Yeah. I think I'll stick to my cans for now, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably the best idea.
That's a good idea. Just that light stuff. Or, for you guys, the green bottles you got up there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we don't have Coors Banquet, do we? We have this Coors Original, which is technically the same. Comes in the same can, looks exactly the same, just says Original instead of Banquet for whatever reason.
That's weird.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Look, it literally is. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus.
Yeah, Original. Huh. I guess because it's got to cross the border, you can't have a Banquet up there. It's got to be Original.
No, Trudeau says you're not allowed to have a banquet.
Right.
Asshole.
Goddamn Trudeau.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, guys, man, everybody, thank you for tuning in to another Milepost. We just knocked down 83. We are closing in on 100. And I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do for that one, because you got to do something cool.
Oh, do you know what you're going to have to do? Like your favorite guests, have them all on at once or something?
I think even my wife brought that up, some other people. You kind of just do a conglomeration, a bunch of people coming on and off and hanging out, and got to figure out something. I mean, honestly, I never expected that this would even happen, so it's fucking super cool.
It is, mate. It's awesome, and congratulations to you. It's even getting close to doing 100.
Dude, thank you.
It's awesome, man.
So, hey, guys, thank you. Next Sunday, we're going to have Clayton Biker Cowboy, who actually just finished, I think it was 6 or 7 weeks of riding cross-country with his dad, and his dad's about our dad's age.
Wow.
And they spent 6 weeks on the road on their Harleys, crisscrossing the whole United States, and it's like, reached out to him, it's like, dude, I got to hear the story. I mean, that's what this is all about. And
hell yeah.
So he'll be on Sunday to talk about all the adventures that him and his dad had on the trip. And it's, oh, dude, I'm super stoked. This will be cool. I'm super jealous of what he got to do. So, yeah, guys, tune in next Sunday for Milepost 84. So until then, hey, guys, stay safe, have fun, enjoy that open road. Stevie, thanks a lot for coming on, brother, and we will
My pleasure, man.
Catch you guys next Sunday.
See you guys.